Alright, welcome everybody back to season 3 of Survivor. We're on episode 2, Swampy Situation. I've got Jilly and Yuta here with me. We're going to be starting off with the elimination match from week 1. And I believe we had 3 mods vote believing who was Elou was going to win, with one believing Yuta or Lego was going to win. But this, of
Uh,
course, as you remember, we didn't have much information on this one. This was just a blind guess on this one.
yeah, I did bet on Elou. I did believe that with a little more time, a little more help, he would do just fine.
Mm.
Uh, haven't really heard from Lego, but I know that he did get a lot. Both players just got a lot of help from their teams before they went into the battle. We don't really often get to play like ties and final battles with a player from each team, so that was really interesting to see. Really fun.
Yeah, it was a big class in building on each side for sure. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get started with this. We'll do this one on normal since it's the elimination match, and go ahead and start giving us our thoughts during this, and let's see how this plays out.
Yeah,
That
we can
U-turn.
really see this.
Go ahead.
Uh, Go ahead now.
No, that U-turn was solid. It just with that Rocky helmet, it was rough on this week or that week.
Oh yeah, it was really,
What
really
was
huge.
the what was the Psyshock predicting? I just want to see.
The what?
What was the Psyshock on the Delphox predicting on turn two? Can we just
Oh,
talk
the
about that?
predict. Let's see.
Because
What
like
was
the
he?
only thing that will hit is Mian Shao. And I think flamethrower hits for
Hold on,
like
let me
the
get
same
it.
amount. Unless if it was AV.
Yeah, Mian Shao would be the
And the
only,
burn.
and he. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really say what
And the
that Psyshock
Delphox
was
is
for.
also AV.
Well, it ended up really helping since the burn
Hmm.
came through.
Okay, guys.
If Altair had natural cure, I just wonder if switching out without,
Mega. Yeah.
yeah,
Mega. Yeah.
it would have been a great idea, I think. You can really see the staples of the week,
First
the
Q.
Tinkerton and Muscarada.
Oh yeah.
Course. Do you reckon that's a magic card or unaware for the Espartan?
Mm. I think with this set, it might be unaware.
Helmet, okay.
That was
We'll never
crazy.
know.
I
Jesus.
yeah
I don't
that
think it mattered. I don't think that mattered.
that one was wild.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Yeah.
It, I don't think it did.
Oh shit. Offensive Pheasantipity.
Yeah, I don't know why he used
Return on
return
the
there, but
predict.
maybe yeah, maybe that's what I was
Predicting the
thinking.
Miascarada switch.
Mhm.
A
Omega
lot of
of
mold
Stylo
breakers.
is really unhinged. I have to say it.
3cc. Is this Meow Scarf? This Mianshao Scarf. It looks like a
Yeah, this format was just really rough for Mega Diancie. I don't think it had too much time to shine with a lot of its competition here.
yeah, I think it's good. It just mostly like it gets like ran over by Miascarada.
Yeah.
Oh, Dropkick is nice. Either Sparta.
I think when Elou was prepping, I don't
Oh,
remember who it was, but someone told them that Espathra really shined in their mock battles and that it really should be a part of their team, and that won him the game.
Ooh.
If you can get Esparta built up and around any dark Pokemon, it it just completely dominates.
Yeah, with the Terra being allowed and all that, it was really huge.
And that Terra Fire is what I liked for it as well.
Legone didn't Terra the Meow, which is
Yeah, I
might have been game losing.
Didn't use his Terra.
It
must
could have
have
been
been
Terragrass, to be
great.
fair.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It must
Yeah,
have been a great
yeah,
breath Terra.
right.
Yeah, no, pretty clean 3-0 though,
Yeah,
even with the burn.
yeah. So no, Elou did pretty well there. Lego, he had a couple moments, but as we said, he didn't use his Terra. He could have saved it towards the end, and it could have been a rough one. So that could have happened. There were a
I
couple
don't think
other moments.
Elo used Meow.
No, I don't know if he. No, he didn't, because no moves
It
have been
didn't even come
used.
out.
No moves were used on
That
Meow.
was wicked.
That is pretty
Yeah, I think
wild.
Elou really
That was
played
wicked.
a great game this week, and
He
he
did.
really kind of redeemed himself from the first week.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, I don't think there's anything apart from maybe Delphox that really wants to kind of check that Espathra set.
Yeah,
The
but
Espasa did get walled by the AV Delphox that was sacked, like, turn 2.
Mm,
he
yeah.
he also could have tried to get that Terra out of him quicker, bringing Meow in, trying to hit off Dark to bring him down before he got built up, but
Yeah,
you got to
no,
jump
Yeah.
on that
Diance's
quick.
second Dian. I think he lost when it was Diancie
Mm,
revealed to be Calm Mind setup anyways. I don't think he stopped Espatra,
true, true. He
you
got
know?
that
Because
that that
after
is
one
what he
speed
got
boost,
caught
it
in.
outspeeds Meow anyways. Yeah.
Mhm. We'll start going over week 2
Okay.
now. As I said, this was Swampy situation, and this was our format for the
Ah,
week.
yes. I just want to say this is the best stall fucking format in this season so far. Can we see that you got not only one, but two whole Gudras, and not one, but two Clodsire variations? You've got Dragalge, you've got Golisopod, which doesn't have its ability, you've got Muck, you've got Skeledirge, you've got Venusaur, which is high-key underrated, Rochen, also really underrated, Tangrowth. You have all these mons. You also have Spore on Shiinotic, by the way, and Amoonguss. And you've got how many? You've got Hazard Blocker in Brambleghast as well, and Escavalier, all of which is going to be under rain, so grass typing doesn't matter. And nobody ran stall.
No, there wasn't a whole lot. I think there were a couple, but not much. And nobody
I
ran it
don't.
to the
Yeah,
extent that you're talking about either.
And I'm
I saw
thankful for
nobody with
that.
stall.
I'm thankful they
It,
didn't.
you
Thank
could have
God.
ran Mono Boots and Orthworm. Orthworm. Nobody used Orthworm, which is
I
honestly really
nobody. I
sad
thought
because a wall
somebody
punch
did.
grab.
Yeah,
Oh, did they?
there
I think
were
at
like
least
an
yeah, I think at
Earthworm.
least one or two did, but it wasn't popular.
Yeah, we're gonna see
Yeah.
one at least.
I wanted to see
Um,
Hydration Orthworm, honestly, with like Iron Press Rest, maybe Spikes on the last move, which honestly 1v1's like a lot of the physical attackers you saw, like Golisopod and Hunchcraft,
I'm surprised we didn't see as many Swift Speed choice band haunches.
which is really weird, yeah. Hunch is
which I
surprisingly
played.
good this format, with no
I
resist.
played.
Hmm.
I played in my mock battles the Swift Swim ban on Honchkrow, and it was really strong. I have to say, players told me Honchkrow wasn't as good as Ludicolo. It was
I love
better.
Honchkrow. I love Honchkrow as a mon.
See, the problem with Ludicolo is that there's like 17 different grass mons, and there's also Water Absorb, there's also Sap Sipper, there's Dry Skin, and yours is like, you're
Hmm.
fucked.
Yeah, you
Yeah, and
go ahead.
although it gets a bit of coverage, it's just not as strong. It's really hard to get set up, and it's not as strong enough to get past a lot of defensive mons that you were talking about.
A lot of Mons focused on being defensive against Ludicolo, especially it seemed to. Even with him having a victory dance or two, or a revelation, no, yeah, victory dance, one or two of them up, he was still only hitting for like 17 on some of these defensive Mons.
But the real star of the week, the real best mon this format is Skeledirge. This stupid crocodile.
Skeledirge can be the highlighted Pokemon in any format he's in, I swear. Even more
Honestly,
than
Which is really funny
Clodsire.
because Muscarada was the kind of the star of the first week.
Yeah, fair, yeah.
But yeah, it
The,
was really strong this week. It
the
was really a lot of battles came down to at which point of the battle do you set up your
mhm.
Skeledirge.
Yeah, the Meowscarada and Skeledirge, the two most important starters from the newest game.
It's a shame that week 3 doesn't feature the last one.
Yeah. I can't I was just about to say I can't even think of him right now.
Well, I have his name. I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
Yeah. All right. So, yep, so was the format we had to look at, Ludicolo and Honchkrow being the highlighted mons for superhero and supervillain. Um we didn't see them too often. As I talked about earlier, I don't think we had a single Ludicolo versus Ludicolo game. We had two games each of Honchkrow versus Ludicolo and Honchkrow versus Honchkrow. So I
Oh
like.
yeah, because Ludicolo was like a bit. You had to really invest a lot into it, and you
Mhm.
weren't sure if you are gonna get
Much
enough
return.
back.
Yep, yep.
So a lot of heroes just chose not to run it.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll keep that in mind when we look it through, and we'll see how that affects some of the games. All right, so with
Game one.
that, let's get to game one.
Also, that makes me think that a lot of people believe that there were still bonus points
I they
to be
they were
win.
talking about
Won.
that
Oh,
until middle
that's
of the
just
week.
draft players' illiteracy now. It's like
They do
draft
not
player
read.
POV.
uh, they
Can
were.
we can we look at the Dreadnought, by the way? I don't think it got mentioned, but Shell slash Dreadnought actually looks phenomenal this format.
Oh yeah, no, he was definitely
It,
overlooked.
look at like the opponent's team just one rock resist, and that probably gets folded by like rain boosted liquidation.
Hmm.
So, who
Um,
are those players with their Discord usernames? Because I'm not familiar with their
Yes. So
shortened
in
names.
match one, I'm gonna go over who plays in each match. In match one, we
Right.
got Vini for Team Magma and Blue for Team Aqua. I
Oh yeah. Okay.
believe
which one's
Vini.
which?
I
Yeah,
believe Vini is Hell's Librarian, but I could
Yeah.
be wrong. But I do think Vini is Hell's Librarian.
Yeah.
yeah,
It is.
I love the drop. If the Drapion is what's it called, Water Bubble, AV to wall, what's it called, Skeledirge, I'd be very happy. Lead.
That'd be that'd
We
be
see
extremely good.
Galissapod.
That 58 on
That
first impression.
that
Ugh.
Life Orb.
That Mon hits
This is what
way harder than he deserves to.
it's base what 125 attack I want to say or 120 attack. Drizzle Ribombi. We see webs.
I love
Yeah,
Glycopod.
God, he just hits so hard.
Liquidation.
Without emergency exit, he is just insane.
On the Stone Edge maybe.
Yep.
Through. Yeah, that Flygon was max offense. I don't know why we didn't go for a water move right there. Maybe it was dry skin, maybe not. It was dry
It
skin. They
was.
even changed the ability. I wanted to see Compound Eyes and Mega with Hypnosis. I was waiting for that the entire week. Didn't see it.
Yeah, no, didn't see that.
Offensive
I think Air
Trapia.
Slash is like the only move I personally saw Yon Mega use all week.
Oh
It
no,
was like,
we're gonna get a game where it uses Bug Buzz and it really
Oh,
wishes
okay.
it was using air
what's it?
slashes because it would have mattered a lot in
Oh,
that game.
A water
okay,
terrain
first it's
glow.
better get blown up.
Oh,
That actually tanked surprisingly well.
That's
Holy
surging strikes. Yeah, no, that smacks.
Ring booster too. Where I see the
Yeah,
not the Toxic Rogue that walls the Ludicolo. Okay.
yeah. Nothing
First
you can do
impression
there with
makes sense.
that.
I think we just see a sack and then
Oh,
not even. Ooh, that was unfortunate. I
40,
don't think it mattered though.
49%
Oh,
leech life on a
it's
Dreadnought.
not resisted. It's not
Oh,
resisted though.
oh, okay.
And it's max offense. I want to say that was good choice.
It came
That's three more.
close at the end. If he could have hit all of his stone edges, he had a
Seven.
possibility, but
I think he needs to crit Toxic Rogue and he needed to outspeed Hunchcrow, which I don't think happens.
yeah.
I think the
I
Hunchcrow is
feel
probably max speed.
I feel really slow because I just got there's a dreadnought with Swift Swim, which is a really good
Is
idea.
this what?
He ran
I just got
Dreadnoughts
it.
with swim. He did.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
pretty cool.
god.
Okay, I think it does not get Swiss Swim normally.
I have no idea.
No,
I just
oh
think
wait.
in this
We
Oh,
can hover,
particular
hover.
context
it
it was
could.
fun.
It might actually, but I don't know. We got
Look
Water
about
Absorb,
game.
Flygon, Water Bubble, Galiso, Sap
Water Bubble
Sipper.
Gliscopod is pretty far.
Sap
Water Bubble
Sipper.
Gliscopod.
Sap
It's
Sipper
fun.
Drapion.
Sapsip. That's. I want to say that's for Spore. He saw two mons with Spore and he wanted to
Maybe.
have a switch in.
Maybe.
I
Okay.
don't see any other reason you'd have that
Yeah, no, that's weird. Alright,
because
so,
it's a poison type.
yeah. We got a 1-0 for Magma after game 1. On to game
We
2.
take this,
We've got
which is
Dohner for
Omari.
Magma versus Omari for Aqua. Omari is on this side, and Zealot is
Credilli.
Donner.
Credilli is phenomenal, bro.
Yeah, we saw quite a few of them. Glisopod, I think, was might have definitely been the other highlight Pokemon alongside Skeletor.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Water
sure.
Bubble, base 120, just burr. What is this size method? It's probably Sap Sipper. They probably saw 4 times X and just instantly clicked. Lord bless it. Compound does? Or someone else has
I
Drizzle.
couldn't believe that didn't kill, but he
Why
had
is the
that
Swampert so
flinch.
fast?
Right? No, he outsped a few things I was surprised about.
Okay, Goodra. Dragon Pulse is not what I expected. Sunclaw.
It's the second Drapion that we see, and I'm pretty sure we don't see any of them later in the week.
Tom Drapion Fire. That was a nasty crit, by the way. I don't know if an EQ would have came out, but that crit mattered.
Yeah, Drapion's alright, but most of these
Holy
got used
shit!
for the knockoffs. But that right there, getting
Wait, did you see
the
it?
taunt was decent.
Yeah, the Mirror Herb.
That was a cool set. Pity they had Dragon Tail.
The Dragon Tails were nice on Goodra.
Hazard stack is. Oof.
I saw quite a lot of Mirror Herbs in the team page that I was able to see.
Is that just
It
like
was kind of the equivalent of
Magma in
Rocky
general?
Helmet in the first week.
Good.
Like you do want to copy the boost of a tidy up like Victory Dance.
So I want to talk about
Also,
that move real
yeah.
quick. This
Which
was
one?
a great choice to swap to. Expecting that first impression from Glisopod, wasting his move there because he was going to die on a switch in anyways, and he was choiced into it.
Oh.
That was a great
Yeah,
switch in
it
right there.
just seals the deal.
Now this lasted way longer than I expected. That not killing there was huge.
I think he lives another round.
He lives quite a bit.
Yeah,
Definitely
Cordilli lives
does
another.
now.
Oh, I want to see the sub now. Yeah.
That could have been very dangerous.
Yeah, no, like
I don't know why he isn't switching.
this whole end was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That stupid crocodile really was the the main player of each game.
You know, he
And then
ended
the
it
mega kills
well.
with air slash, right?
Yeah, he ended it well,
95% air slash
but
isn't gonna miss, right?
right.
No.
Yeah. All
Well, that
right.
was
Yeah,
well played on both sides, I think.
yeah, that was a fun game to watch too. Another 2-0. It was another for Magma. So after that game, we were 2-1
Also,
Magma.
no non-drizzle, just raw thunder on Vigabot was funny.
Yeah,
Let's just say
it
that.
was pretty crazy. All right, so now we are officially at match 3, which is our first highlight game of the week. We have Sandal for Team Aqua versus Daredevil for Magma. And this one was it was an entertaining game. It was a fun watch. Some of the strats in it were interesting. So we're going to just go over this one and talk about it a little deeper.
Punch looks good. Lead a Celicore. We were gonna see toxic spikes?
Now, straight U-turn.
No? Okay. No removal this week, by the way. Well, very little. Unless if you want to be using like tidy up punch.
Yeah, there was some, just not much.
You know? Not very useful as well. Nasty crit. No, that's a 2
Yeah.
KO.
And this battle really is a battle of two players who had lost their first week, so kind of like wanting to make up for it and kind of prove yourself. I
Oh,
think
it
that
lived
getting
enough.
into it being so close.
See the Swampy on the sub. That's 2 sub flack offs, by the way.
Oh, and we're gonna see a lot more of them.
Oh, damn. Then hazards.
It's it's really funny that in a swamp format, the fire type actually ends up being the the main
Yeah,
star.
that happens when you give us dry skin and then have Earth Eater on like every Hoodra ever.
In retrospect, I really should have had Mold Breaker being an ability for this.
Would have been sick. Probably would have seen a lot of Mold Breaker Glissopods over Water Bubble.
Yeah, that might have been
Or
a
maybe a
great idea.
different one. Ice Beam for the freeze. And he got it. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Sandal is having this storyline of being very unlucky.
Yeah, I'll go
Oh,
ahead
he
and
needed to keep the Hoodra.
I'll go ahead and pause here real quick as we
Oh.
discuss that. As that happened, I'll talk. Yeah, Sandal was already feeling the effects from
Feeling
last
last
week.
week.
Yeah.
I think the knockoff, staying in on knockoff is a throat, because does he not get de-thawed on Torch Song when he walls the Skeledirge later?
As possible, but
Because I think Swampert dies to +1 Shadow Ball from the damage we saw at the starting few turns. First Venusaur as well.
yeah, was this our only Venusaur? I don't know if I saw him again.
I'm not sure, but I
I
think it
don't think
was
it's
really
very
strong
popular
for this.
anyways.
Yeah, it wasn't
Leech
very
Protect,
popular. It
maybe?
should have been way more because it was really strong.
Oh, Nasty Poison. That was actually really bad poison. That was the Skeledirge answer, I want to say. What's the thought process behind grassy terrain on Yamega? That's the
Well,
second one we've seen.
I was wondering the same
Yeah,
thing.
I'm not sure.
I
Like,
I do not
what
see
does it
it.
bring? Is it just for Hoodra, because no recovery?
Yeah, he doesn't
Or is it
even
just like big?
he doesn't get the healing from it, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it might just be for like Hoodra and Swampert. Because
Oh,
I
It
don't see
doesn't
any
get
other reason
the
you'd run it.
I'll talk about this real
oh
quick, because this was something that caught
Nasty
everyone's
drop.
attention. This protect right here onto a defog.
First removal of the game. We love
It,
to see it.
and it gets blocked.
And he
As I,
doesn't
as
go
I
for it
was
twice, which is like, what?
as I was saying earlier, we get this Yan Mega which doesn't have air
Yeah,
slash, and it
yeah.
really would have been a huge thing here.
Yeah, Bug Buzz isn't gonna do the trick there.
Mm.
And that Hex on Skeletors with the poison. That I liked that set
Young
personally.
Skeletor is fun. Ooh, Toxic? I'm for it. I think it's Dry Skin, so it stays in. Maybe knock off with Jovan. It killed.
Yeah, that was crazy to me too. Yeah, that
Okay.
Hex killing there was a shot. That Hex was hitting for a lot.
Pre Wait, was that prediction on the Terra?
It could have been.
Yo.
Gets the defog.
Defogs away its own terrain, by the way. I just want to put that out there. It defogs away its own terrain.
Nah, no, I didn't think about that.
It's slower, okay. So it's probably what? Bulky?
Probably.
Knockoff? I think it's over.
Bulky without unaware though. If so.
Venusaur lives. Oh,
Oh my god. Oh, that was a
yes.
bad choice, I think. Yeah, that was a bad choice.
I think it's wraps on. With the Venusaur is what? Leech Seed? Protect. Sludge Bomb. And what's the last move?
Earth power.
Earth Power. Earth Power.
Exactly what he needed to threaten that Skelly.
Yeah. I think they can just fish by poison, like, just infinitely. Because unless if the Ice Beam freezes, and the Skeledirge will unfreeze it anyways.
Yeah, he's got the advantage
I think
here.
it's
He
wraps.
just needs to try and get that poison onto it.
Or drop from EQ.
His ice beams aren't. Yeah, his ice beams weren't even dealing any permanent damage to him.
And it's GG's.
Yeah.
No air slash, as you said.
Yeah.
I
And
think Haunch and look were cleaned anyways.
yeah, and Earth Power here kills. Yep, Sandal
Oh.
played it well. That Venusaur stayed in for quite a few turns and did damage.
Was really expecting the Skeledirge to do more with Torch Song. So I want to say it was probably max defense.
Water absorb Venusaur.
It was?
Can you
Yeah.
show the Yan Mega? I want to see what the other moves on Yan Mega were if
Oh
since it
yeah.
I think it
didn't
was
have
just
air
Bug
slash.
Buzz. Did we did it
Whoa.
reveal it?
This is something that I saw this week that I liked. Throat spray torch song Skeletors. I never saw that before personally.
Okay.
Have you
That's
ever
a
played
boost, I
K9 overuse? Because it's
No,
everywhere.
I have not. Alright,
Shadow Ball.
here's that Yon Mega. We got Shadow Ball, yeah.
Probably wanted
Oh,
to
for the
use
Skeledirge.
Yeah.
stupid crocodile, but like
But if you're bringing
Like,
Shadow
I don't
Ball
think
for
that.
that, I don't know. Huh. I don't know what he brought Bug Buzz
Okay.
for, really.
Stop. Yeah, I don't know why you run Bug Buzz over
I'm
Air
not
Slash.
sure.
Because, like, you'd hit Galissapod as well.
Yeah, no, I don't see a reason for it, personally. But, oh well. Even like
Dry
Clodsire.
Skin Quag is fun.
But
Wait, what was his Skeledirge then? If
Swampert.
Clodsire. It's.
This one or the other,
Yeah, this one.
Sandal?
Water Absorb.
Water
Absorb over Dry Skin.
Yeah.
That's.
And then
Hmm.
Sticky Hold Haunch Crow with heavy duty boots. Am I missing something?
Celigor spikes U-turn. Scarf is Celigor.
He just really didn't
My
want to get hit by
toe.
Stealth Rocks. Yeah. With knockoff spikes, final gambit, and U-turn.
I think Sticky
Skeledirge,
Hole makes a knockoff.
and then this one for dry skin. This one, Sandals was dry
Yeah.
skin. Okay.
I think Dry Skin is just for what?
And he was
Rain
he
healing?
was built bulky.
He was Bill Bulky.
Yeah, Daredevil's
That's what I
was.
feel.
And Sandals was also Bill
Also
Bulky.
Bulky.
Alright, so with that, we will jump over to game number 4. So after that, we are 2-1 for Magma. Sandal got the first win for Aqua of the Week. In the next game, we got LPT versus Franky. Is it Franky Irony?
Okay. I
Yeah,
think
Franky
so.
Irony. Yep, that's his full
Yeah, it's
name on it.
Franky.
Yep.
We see Grimps now, which is a cool brand.
Yeah, so here
All
we
considering.
have a Ludicolo versus Honchkrow matchup. We see both
Oh,
the
didn't even
Skellies,
notice that.
both the Hoodras, one
Both Hydras.
Glyso though, against a Vika, Drapion, and Grimmsnarl. And a
And
Scavalier. And we got a
only one bug
Tangrowth.
resist.
We got a Tangrowth on this one.
Finally.
So let's see it.
I believe there's a turn I really like in this battle. Probably my turn of the week.
Okay. We probably see like Iron Press turn 1. Yeah, we do. Dirge. Wisp.
Let's swap.
There's the rest. Okay, I hope this is hydration. Because I want to see a rain from Vigavolt, maybe. Or you. Okay. This is the Skeletor Dancer. It resists.
Oh yeah,
it's
kinda. Oh yeah, kinda, yeah. I see it.
Oh my god. Decently. Okay, screens as well is really fun. Hydrate. Oh, no hydration. Nobody ran hydration this week, which is like, come on. You have like several bulky mons. Give it a free rest.
I just want everybody to play Stall.
55.
It just wants Stall everywhere.
It's not even stall. Have you seen hydration mana fee in like what Gen 5?
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Hydration would have been huge here.
Spirit Break is very interesting. That's massive chip though. Repeal my goat. Agility? Sub agility. And then what's the second two moves? Knock and Poison Trap?
For the Drapion?
Yeah, I think it'd be Poison Trap.
Yeah.
Weird Terra, in my opinion. But
You know what? I think every week there's gonna be a mon which I don't understand is popular for some reason, and this week it's Drapion. I
Nah, for real.
do not
yeah,
see what it
no.
brings to a team. I just why is it there?
Yeah, like I said, outside of knockoff, he's a good knockoff mon, but I don't see him
You
get
can
much
get
done
knockoff off
beyond that.
Galissapod though.
Yeah,
Is
but
it the Honchkrow resist?
I would rather.
Did it have helmet?
I'd rather Glysopod for other things than knockoff, though, personally. Just because of how much
I mean, you
damage
can
he
run
can
it.
do.
You say that until you run into stall,
Yeah.
which nobody brought. I just want to reiterate that.
True.
It's here that you really get to see that Honchkrow was the better one of the two.
Yep.
This has gotta be Compound Land. That's 2 Thunders and 2 No Drizzle of Vigavolts.
Probably. So it wasn't that battle where I got the turn of the week that I really liked. I thought it was, but it's not.
We'll get
Which
It's
to
one?
coming up.
I mean,
I'm not sure which battle it is, but it's
I think I know
related
this
to a
one.
big wolf
Yeah, he'll know when he sees it.
for sure.
Wait.
If I see
Oh,
Thunder,
wait,
Para,
hold
Full
up.
Para, I'm just gonna cry.
He's not Compound Eyes.
They didn't show teams, but he said he's not Compound Eyes.
My goat.
Yeah.
Even he says 3?
That's what
So
that's
that's where
65%.
Sandal's luck went.
Yeah.
So 35% chance. Nice. This is pure hacks.
Alright, so after that we went to 3-1 for Magma. Magma starts pulling away.
3-4.
Yep,
This is
3-1
why you need to have
Magma.
the Aqua movie night. Lock up.
Right, for
The
real.
new Aqua team needs to lock up.
Aqua needs their movie nights back. They need something to
Come
pull
on.
themselves out of this. You go tell them after this. Go let Aqua know they need
Rev,
to start
I
some
already
movie
told
night.
them. I tried to ping them, but my perms got taken away. They would have got a server ping, but it didn't work. I tried. Also, first Trevenant. Honestly,
Yeah, first Trevenant.
not enjoying it personally.
That's the
'Cause,
only
like,
new one.
I was not sure why it was here either. I feel like if you want a classic light user, you just go Venusaur, like
Yeah.
something else.
I didn't like grass types this matchup in general.
Yeah, it
Mostly 'cause like
wasn't
Honchkrow.
with
Like if you're
Sapsiper and
playing
everything.
offensive,
Yeah, not
Wasn't
many
really good.
people use the Honchkrow, but for the ones who did, it was gonna threaten you for sure.
okay, let's play it.
So yep, so we got Gamertag for Aqua
Rabombi as
versus
well.
Omega for Magma here, and we got, as we
Did
were
Omega
saying,
have?
huh?
Oh, I think I mocked Omega. I'm pretty sure he has trick offensive. What's it called? Rabombi, which is really fun because Moonblast is hits pretty strong, especially if Gudra
Yeah.
is knocked off because they're Iron Press usually, which means they're physically invested.
Okay, so let's see how it turns out. We got Honchkrow versus Honchkrow this matchup.
That's Sapsiper revealed. Oh, Home Claws does
Okay,
not get Sword
What is
Stance in National Dex.
what is
Am I
that
wrong?
Trevenant doing?
yeah,
What is it?
I'm not sure.
yeah, I
Why?
wasn't sure either.
What was the plan?
Nothing. Even you in the chat said, "Damn." You were
Okay,
roasting
it's
it.
that turn. It's that turn. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, that was
That,
nice. That was
yeah,
That's
nice. That was
amazing.
nice.
That's the
That
turn
was
of the
nice.
week
That
for
was nice.
me.
that
I
was
like that.
big. That was a big turn.
Okay.
The
Ooh,
way to expect it. It's a swift
awful.
swim, Vicavolt, I believe, so that's pretty cool as well. You just see
Ah,
a mon with
that
like
makes sense.
43 speed and you just go, okay, I'm gonna swift swim it. I don't care.
Does this just win? I want to see the Rabombi trick it into rest or something. Because otherwise, I think this
Ouch.
just wins.
Oh,
But
No cooking, no rest.
that Moonblast was able to end that at least.
Specs. If his team didn't change, that was Specs. Detail? Great.
this specific interaction with the Gudra going Draco Meteor and Dirge holding on with a little HP, we're gonna see again later, and we've seen, I believe, more than once.
Oh, no knockoff for drill run. And that was choice band damage? No, it wasn't. See, this interaction doesn't make sense, because why would you Draco first? If you have any other moves.
It really depends on the set. I believe the best
Yeah, maybe it's the
Gudra
only
set
attacking move.
was the toxic one.
Fair.
Having
But I just
toxic
don't see it
really
doing.
helps.
But if it loses to the 1-mon, it's supposed to check 1v1. I don't think the
Yeah,
set should be ran, you know?
yeah, which is why I don't know what set it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. Oh,
Maybe it
they
was
didn't
Iron
display
Press,
it.
Draco. Iron Press, Draco, what's last move?
For who?
Don't know. For Omega, did they reveal what set it was?
For Gudra?
T-Bolt.
It must have been
Yeah, I don't
specs.
know.
Specs are like AV.
If it
Gudra,
was Specs, it would have killed.
Gudra only had Thunderbolt Draco.
Maybe it was Iron Press
That
last
that
two
that we
moves.
can see. That I can see at least.
But it wasn't leftovers. It was AV then?
Well,
I
Omega,
don't know,
you
that
know
was
what to
really
do.
weird.
Tell us in the
Omega,
comments.
post the set, please.
It is a medical mystery.
Yes. Any questions we have that we don't get answers to here, let us know. All right. So, yep, that was Omega,
The
or
mock.
that was Gamertag
I didn't know Braylon was here.
game 2 for Aqua, so to bring it to 3-2 and give them a chance for this week.
Okay.
And then we jumped into Oya
Yeah.
versus Wild. Oya for
Yeah.
Magma, Wild
Oya's
for
team
Aqua.
looks pretty solid.
His team is about the standard for what people needed to bring for the most part.
Yeah. It's like, if you got like the most average team from every single game, it will be like Oya's team.
And as long
I
as
have to
you're
say. I like the
as long
Sonic
as
core.
you were on the villains, Honchkrow was the mon to bring right here.
I
Who
did
said you had to
feel
be on the villains though? Because
So
I'm pretty sure it gets Brave Bird knockoff. So like,
yes,
you don't even need to
Honchkrow was a good
be on the
mon
villains
no
though.
matter what. You could bring him no matter what, as you
yeah,
said
that's
for
true.
sure. But his value is definitely increased if you were a villain.
I was gonna say I
I mean,
did
you only
feel
get what? You only
I
get
did
Wicked Blow, really, right?
Floaty Fall, the Brave Bird without the downfall almost.
yeah, no
Woody Ball
recoil
is 90 BP.
And
Yeah,
that
and you
and
can
that
I
too.
flinch.
suppose.
Yeah, the two yeah,
Yeah,
so they're solid, but yeah, so
you're solid.
this is our second and last highlight game of the week. So,
Oh, okay.
yep. So let's take a close watch. I believe this one's highlighted mostly just because it was a good match as well. It was towards the end of the week and
Yeah,
it had big
it was kind of close.
implications. It was win or go home for Aqua. So let's go.
You
Yeah.
see?
I was gonna say I did build a team for the format. I did mock a few people, and I had
Oh,
the same team as Oyas, apart from Escavalier.
Yeah, he had a
wait,
good format. I will
yeah, I
say
think he said in Magma Chat about, what's it called? Was it Drizzle Escavalier? For Gallistopod. No, it was Water Absorb Escavalier for Gallistopod.
Oh yeah, that sounds great actually. That sounds like a good idea.
the Muck and Breloom were things that we didn't see much this week.
Didn't.
We
I don't know
knew
how
Don't remember
Breloom
what
works.
they were doing in that fight. But we're about to find out.
Lumberry on the Mug. Is that for the Skeletorch? Most probably. Drizzle Honchkrow. Also a really cool Skeletor dancer.
Yes.
Yeah, but that Will-O-Wisp is really huge. It's really gonna
Yeah,
matter.
running that Will-O-Wisp
First
was
hazard
massive.
control. Terra Poison. Wow.
Yeah, no damage. The
Zero damage whatsoever. No, I think
idea of damage.
you have to go. Harding. First villain to actually use the buffs, that's wicked. Wanna see Dragon Tail on the Hudra, or it's just gonna sweep? Yeah, no. Another Draco Meteor for no reason
Yeah,
whatsoever. Because they're
I
gonna
was
slack off and get it all back.
I was talking about
I
that
don't
specific
understand.
interaction. Yeah,
I
Hudra just
don't understand.
just can't check Dirge on its own. It just needs something else. And the Poison Terror is great too, because you can't get toxic.
No, you can check the Skeletorch. You have Dragon Tail, you have knockoff. It's just that I don't get why they go straight for the Draco Meteor.
But with Dragon
When you
Tail, you
know you're
don't
not
really
gonna kill.
check it. You just like delay the problem.
I mean, Dragon Tail gets rid of the boost is the main thing as well, though. And
Sure,
it gets
yeah, but
chip, especially if you run rocks.
what prevents you from it coming back? Prevents it from coming
The
back, I
stealth
guess.
rocks. That they
Mm,
didn't run.
yeah, I suppose.
I suppose because
Not
tidy
enough
up.
hazards. Jilly wants more hazards and wants more stall.
I think hazards stop stall, right? So I think there should be either more hazards to stop there being so much stall. Because if you see in week 3, which we'll get to, will we?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll go over a little bit of week 3.
Yeah, week 3 seems to have a lot less stall, just because there's so much more hazards in my opinion.
I hope so. I like
We'll
stall,
see.
but I like variety.
Okay.
What was the Breloom doing? It was a
I don't know what I had.
teleporter?
Big appointment if you just hover over the Breloom
Oh,
in preview.
yeah. So,
Okay.
well, that's
Parablast water.
yeah.
And
Well,
no
Huh.
spore then, which is
I'm really curious
fun.
for this set as well.
That
Yeah,
is
why
really
did not?
weird. I hope they show their sets at the end of this.
Why
That
spawn?
would be
Why?
cool if people like in replays, not in replays, when they finish battling, could just like exclamation mark show team, just
Yeah,
So,
for
for
us when
sure.
we're watching over the replays. Yeah.
yeah.
That would
Oh, yeah.
really
That would be cool.
help. Why Will-O-Wisp? Okay. Okay,
What
strange.
did he willow?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I wasn't sure about that move either. I was questioning that
Oh
when I
yeah,
was
okay.
watching it.
I think that oh yeah, I believe that there was still bonus points from killing with Honchcrow. Oh,
that
and
makes sense.
the swagger as well. The swagger of mirror
Oh,
herb was
yeah. That
really
was
cool.
That's fun.
a great move.
That's fun.
I keep talking about turn of the week. That is one as well.
Yeah, no,
It's
that
either this or the
Yeah,
Vickerville.
clean sweep.
when
What's
it
the base
comes.
speed on?
Go ahead.
Do you mind if we hover over the
Who?
Hunchcrow? I just want to see
Yeah.
the base speed. The Hunchcrow, thanks.
265.
That's what, 70?
It's quite slow, yeah. I believe it's
So,
70.
yeah. So no tidy up. They preferred Swagger Mirror Herb, which is interesting.
But it did
I
work
mean,
great.
he
It worked.
Honchcrow's
Clearly
faster
worked,
than
though.
he was faster than every other Pokemon on his team that wasn't choiced.
Also true.
And the great
Also
thing
true.
is, you don't really have to swagger. You can just come in front of like another Honchcrow, like Ludicolo, and just, hey, I'm picking up your boosts.
Yeah, no, when it comes to the effect of the turn of the week, that might have been the absolute best because he just swept in 3 turns after that. So,
Yeah.
all
Ryzen
right,
would be a fun set.
Oya, congrats,
Ryzen would be proud.
you got turn of the week, and that match put the nail in the coffin for Team Aqua. That put them to 4-2 for Magma. So now we go over to the last game of the week. This game was just for fun. They kind of brought it's
The
okay.
first
See,
Orthworms. The
both
first
teams, yeah,
Orthworms.
both teams
Two of
brought
them.
Earthworm.
Both teams don't have Honchcrow, so I don't know why there is an Orthworm.
Yeah, they both brought it because they were bringing just fun teams. So we got to see
I want to
just
see.
an interesting, more unique game out of this one.
Give
So
us Iron Press, Hydration, Orthworm, and I want to see a sweep.
here we go. Yeah, we were having fun just looking at the teams at first.
Don't.
Jesus.
That's water bubble.
Saigon really didn't get
Let's be honest.
to shine this week. I believe
No.
the two Saigons just got killed right away.
No.
Fire spin.
They had to run dry skin or
We
something
got
this week to survive.
Yeah, that was a rough week for
we,
Flagon.
we got Heatran over here. Finally, the first person who uses Dragondale and actually checks the Skeledirge. What? AV then. Oh, this is setting up. Coil is phenomenal, by the way. I just want to put that out there.
No, that's a great move.
It was crazy that
Wait,
the
wait. I think this just
use
wins here,
Orthworm got
right?
the setup.
Oh.
This just wins here, right? There's no way this doesn't. It has dual screen, slack off, and a sub on. There's no way this doesn't win right here.
Yeah,
We're gonna see the Will-O-Wisp.
Elou
No, okay.
showed that the screens could be useful this week.
Yeah.
For Grassy Surge, that makes sense.
And on the storyline point of view, he really showed that if it's more prepared, it can be a great contestant.
Mm-hmm. It's cool. All three of
Okay.
us in this video were watching this match live.
Oh, I
Yeah,
was.
I said that both
I
would be
forgot
showing
about this game, I won't lie.
music. I believe there's a weird
Water bubble.
Trevenant play coming up.
Makes sense.
This week, Trevenant was a weird choice, and it was weirdly played.
We hit that first impression for that amazing 8%.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that
Jesus
was
Christ.
yeah.
Fuja probably lived the Shadow Ball before they did all that, by the way. So,
Yeah, I was talking
wasn't
Glyso
Dragon Tail.
up, and then I realized that that didn't work.
This was a
Surprised there
painful
weren't
watch.
more knockoffs on Goliath parts.
Interesting, yeah. Considering you got walled by Skeletorge with Dry Skin, I'm surprised it wasn't like, as you said, knockoff
Yeah,
or
Yeah,
I
high
thought we'd see a lot more
build
of
run.
them.
but to hit him in time with that, he would
Hmm?
have had to have been Scarf too. I don't know if he ran Scarf or not.
Outspeed? No, he definitely didn't. I wanted to say Choice Band, just because we didn't see the Life Orb. Maybe it
Yeah,
was Boots, but like, it's probably Choice Band, let's be honest.
but that Dirge was gonna kill him if he didn't outspeed him. So
I really like Fire Spin
I
here.
mean, did it not slack off or something? I'm pretty sure it let us stay in.
yeah, he has slack off, but no, he the only move that
He's Dragon
Glyso
Tail.
took against Dirge was that first impression.
Ah, no, he's just Dragon Tail. Lord. You're gonna do 50, and then it's gonna slack off when you have to switch out. Which you can't even switch out, you have Fire Spin. So Dragon Tail just loses. Draco Meteor just loses on the spot. I don't see the vision. This is the first Ludicolo kill.
Might be.
Nope.
Lord have
Okay, no,
mercy.
absolutely not.
Nope.
Lord have mercy. So now he's Dragon Tail.
I think that was the turn I was talking about. It did. I mean, he might have had a better move he could have used, but yeah, that did nothing to him.
There we go. Damn. Wait, do we see a minimum speed Vigavolt sweep now? Is that what we're gonna
Why
see?
Plastic Eye? Doesn't Poltergeist kill?
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure it
Sucker
does.
Punch.
But I think he wanted to
No.
sack Trevin anyways, though. Because he
Either
wanted
that
Vigavolt in.
or either that or he predicted Sucker Punch.
I suppose, but like, if you die to Sucker, you have, what, 4 turns with Vigavolt?
Okay.
No.
So
Did that lose the
why
game?
didn't Trevenant go for Poltergeist
Yeah, I don't
on
know.
the
I don't
Did
know
it have
either.
on
Poltergeist
31?
as well?
It had Poltergeist.
Okay,
Oh,
that was.
well, he didn't have an item.
What?
Even there, why didn't
Ah,
I
no
didn't
item.
see
Code
it.
spray.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Poltergeist
Oh, he
wouldn't have
didn't have an
worked.
item. Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
no, he couldn't have used
Yeah,
that.
sorry,
Yeah.
Among Us Blaster. Sorry, Mr. Among Us
Yeah,
Blaster. We
no,
didn't
I
know
forget
again.
he was
I
right
forget
there.
that you need an item to do that.
Yeah, no, he was in the right for
Honestly,
not
wouldn't have seen that.
doing that.
I
So,
still,
go
I
ahead.
still think that if he didn't sack, if he sacked, what's it called, Trevenant against the Toxicroak, he might have pulled a reverse sweep with Vigavolt. Firm impression.
Possible. All right. So, after that, not that it had mattered, but Magma won, so we were at 5-2 weak for Magma, as shown here. So, a
Okay.
little bit different than a 6-6 week.
It was a lot less even this time.
Of course,
Jeez.
there weren't any bonus points this week, so it was just the amount of matchups. Were there any games that you guys were surprised about? Any wins or losses that you didn't expect?
Hmm.
Honestly, pretty even for most of them, I want to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some players I already knew were good from Paramount, so it wasn't exactly surprising they pulled a win here.
Mm-hmm.
The rest was like, they're mostly new, so we can't say we have too much of a background on them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
mostly getting to know a lot of the players, so yeah, I wasn't really surprised by anything.
well,
Um,
episode 3,
with episode 3 is going. We'll end up having the results from the Blue and Wild fight. We'll see who moves on from there. It'll end up
I'm
it's
surprised
gonna.
Oyashiro isn't blocked for episode 3.
Yeah, I mean they had two choices and they could only block. They had three different people who were undefeated, so they had to make their
That's
choice.
fair enough.
Yep, Team Mag.
I thought his win was a lot more striking.
Yeah, I truly think that any combination of Vini, LPT, or Oya is just a great choice.
Yeah, I was gonna say though
Okay.
too, LPT is the one who beat Franky. So despite what I was saying about me being surprised Franky lost, it was against LPT, who we do know to be pretty strong. So
And even if Aqua wins this week, they're still going to be at a one-player disadvantage, so they'll have to block someone. And I think honestly, Oya is not escaping it
yeah,
the next week.
This
uh,
time,
He's
yeah.
gonna get blocked.
uh, uh,
Huh?
barring him having a completely off week or something, he would likely will end up being the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, let's go over briefly next week's
Week 3?
format. Yep. So week 3, we got the final
Scarm,
countdown.
Slow King, Crest. Scarm, Slow King, Crest, Iron Hands.
So we'll
What?
focus on this
So,
top half since we got the rules up here, and both teams will be using the same roster. So we've
Yep.
got
okay.
Terra.
Really hyped for this week.
Yes, this is an
hmm
exciting one. So,
'Cause we're gonna get
yep.
we're gonna
You
get to
said
see how the two teams just make the most out of specific Pokemons their way.
Skarmory's getting
Like
7 lives. They're going to use all their heroes on Skarmory. And let's be honest here. Like,
we
you've got
we,
that.
we we might get to see
Like,
like I don't know Mamoswine just make a lot of kills and have a great
I actually
performance,
do
and
like
just
Mamoswine
on the
here.
other
Yeah.
side just not at all.
oh, I love my Mamoswine. I want to see him
Yeah,
go
lead
off.
Mamoswine for this one.
If Mamoswine
The only
has
I'm
problem with lead Mons is, like, you use it once and you can't really use it again. Because, like, it's designed to die.
if
Like, I do like the look of it.
if between both teams Mamoswine doesn't get more 5 or more kills, I will be disappointed.
I'm
5 or
also really
more.
excited
I want
to
5 or more.
damn, that's a lot. I'm also really excited to see how they split the months in itself. Because do you like take Swanna, Tropius, Regigigas, all those stupid mon and give them
Put it
to
on one team and then just, like,
yeah
sacrifice the one win. Yeah, I get what you mean.
yeah give them to a sacrifice and keep the strong mons? Do you try and like sneak a weak mon
I
in
think you
every
leave that
team
for
so that
last. Yeah.
So I think there's one thing that most teams aren't thinking about when it comes to this, and even the way we're discussing it at times. Because there's two different ways that a format like this can work, and we've seen this in, this other version in the past where you have a format or a roster and everybody can only use it once. And I feel like a
hmm
lot of people are treating it that way.
oh yeah
What
you cannot yeah it's not
what
about using
yeah
it
Can use it
once.
twice. Yeah.
what I'm hoping to see from one of the two teams is for their first matchup to have a stacked roster. I want
Oh, I
every
posted that in Magma chat.
I want all the strongest Pokemon on that first matchup, and I want them to sweep that other team so we can use those same Pokemon in the next match and the next and the next.
But it's very dangerous. You
It
either
is.
snowball and just like get a great advantage going on,
Mhm.
or you
I mean,
lose most
surely,
of your strong mon on the first
Mhm.
battle.
It
surely you put
is.
like your best player, best 6 months, and hope to come out with like 4 five
I
four
mean,
mons, and
let's
then you patch it up with the next two best mons,
yeah,
and then go down.
let's keep in mind
Like you give it like collateral all the mons, for example.
if you're Magma, you got collateral and you got Oya available to fight. And if you're Aqua, you got Gamertag who just did whatever he wanted to in week 1 and then also came out on top in week 2. Any of those 3 individuals could take that strategy and run with it.
Things like
Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah.
good that is. Also considering like the amount of Destiny Bond users as well, and like the
True.
fact that like it's like not very feasible to win with like 5 6 mons if because you're then forced into like semi-stall bulky balance. You can't really run hyper offense. You can't run normal offense
Mm.
because like
And in
otherwise all your mons just die.
a format that is created around the idea of a Nuzlocke, I'm really going to be looking forward for those situations where you would usually just sack a mon to get in a better position. And here you're probably not going to want to be
True.
doing that, especially if it's a strong mon.
Mhm. Yeah, it's gonna
I'm
make.
just looking forward to like Swanna Tropius 1v1 on the last match. It's just gonna be like two absolute ZU mods bashing it out.
It's like, yeah, every time you sack a mon, you lose a point. And like every decision you make is just going to matter later down the line. Because if your teammate is looking for, I don't know, a rock type, and you just killed the last of the rock types, then what are you doing, you know?
Can
It's
we?
gonna be really
But
interesting to
can we
watch.
also say like the villains can just snipe all of the hazard control and just run hazard stack every single week?
Yeah, and
Like there's
that
only so many. You've only got so many spinners. You have
and
what?
with
Excadrill,
with
Lilligan.
having 3 different votes. So let's see. Uh, Aqua might only have 2 villain votes, but
Oh,
wait,
true.
2 or am
It's
I?
wild and who? Blue. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, they might only have 2 villain
you have
votes
two.
depending on how that goes. But for Magma having their
Oh,
3 villain votes.
do blocked people
Nope,
vote?
No,
they
no,
don't.
they
No.
will not
Okay.
be.
Yeah.
They will
Okay.
not be. So Magma is going to have 3 villain votes. So there's a lot of different ways you can go about this. Right now, a lot of them have been going what I originally said, looking at this week, and have been going after the bulky mons, the Skarmory, the what was it? Why can't I see it?
Celia.
Yeah, where? Yep,
Yeah.
Cresselia. Yep, I couldn't find them. Yep, Cresselia. So they're going after those bulky ones, and that's I think a good option. But as you said too, you could target specific types of moves.
Or just like snipe
Yeah.
scram twice just to make sure it's dead. You know, just like it's an option.
It is. It's a risky one because you could be wasting it, but it is an option.
Also,
To be
Mega
fair,
Sharpedo is the only mon. It's only a Mega.
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah.
say. That's what I was gonna ask Yuta about. Let's talk about this. We got megas allowed, and we got 1 mega.
Okay, so what happened was, I randomized the Pokemon pool that you're seeing. It's fully random. I
Yeah, and
had
yeah, Mega came
no,
up twice in the same slot. Okay.
I had no theme, so I just like randomized and tried to have some diversity in the types that were available. I don't think I allowed Mega at first, but I think at the last second I was like, you know what? Let's Mega that Sharpedo. I don't care. I don't care. Let's just do it.
Okay, okay.
Fair enough.
Of all weeks, I think this is the one week where you could randomize it, and it can't be called lazy. It's for a Nuzlocke one. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I had no idea. I usually go with like a theme, like we've seen
Yeah.
in the first
Mhm.
2 weeks, and here was just like, oh, I want I wanted there to have to be strong ones and weaker ones, so that you get to see
Mhm.
what decisions the player make, what they decide to take or to give out to someone else. Can they work together and make this decision? And so I thought the best way to have a great diversity, a great array of choices, was to randomize it.
No, I think that's great. You definitely got a variety here. I mean, you got Ultra Beasts, you got Legendaries, you got everything all over. No, I think it's good. It should be make for an interesting week, and like I said, I think the randomizing it, especially for the Nuzlocke week, it's just fitting.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I got a few Ubers mon, a few legendaries that were way too strong for that, and for a second it hit me. I was like, should we do it? Should I put like some Zekrom or some shit and just see how
Uh-huh.
they handle it?
Well, I mean, I think with the ones here, it'll make for some interesting strategies. You definitely have
Yeah,
some
for
mons
sure.
that can sweep. I mean, Cresselia, you can sweep with her if you don't have a counter, or yeah, if you don't have a check for her and she gets set up. So
I mean,
you got a plan for a lot this week.
Yeah, and it also matters in which order you put your players in, because as the week progresses, there's less and less mon
Hmm.
to prepare. So maybe you want the players that have a little more experience with like draft leagues and all that to be at the back, so they have an easier time prepping for what's to come.
Yeah, yeah, and to your point, that's something that's going to be very different this week. Most weeks, you start to figure out who the primary Pokemon are, and you can plan your team around those Pokemon.
Yeah.
Every Pokemon is going to get used this week, most likely. Oh, at least by one team. Every Pokemon will be used. So you'd have no idea what they're going to bring because they have to bring all of them.
Yeah, I think going first really is the hardest job. I think you really get a lot of you should really get a lot of respect out of your teammates if you go first, because it's really hard. You have to be aware of the whole roster and be prepared to face it.
But yeah, no, I think this week will be interesting. I think this is. I don't think we've done anything quite like this format exactly, have we?
No, we usually do something where like each side has to pick Mons, and maybe the two teams can't double pick.
Hmm.
We do things like that, but we've never done a Nuzlocke format, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so this will be an exciting week. Exciting for us to watch. Exciting, hopefully, for everybody to participate in. And it should make for a really fun watch party next week.
Absolutely, yeah. So gonna get to see as it progresses, very different Mons. It's gonna be pretty fun.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and good luck to all of our participants in the next week. Yuto, any final thoughts?
Well, good luck, everybody, and see you next time.
All right, and with that, thank you.